Do we start chat?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You doing a pre-show beer?
I am.
Yeah, the thing hasn't shown up on Twitter yet.
Your thing hasn't shown up on Twitter yet.
Ooh.
I really need to get a new camera.
Yep. Still not up yet. Huh.
Boop, boopy doopy doop.
Still on DCTV. It's not showing up yet. Ah, there we are. Channel 6.
Where else would we be? So I guess the next thing we're going to have to worry about is getting that art updated.
Oh, apparently I'm back and we're live.
We are.
He made me start.
It was pre-show time, and I needed to drink my pre-show beer.
I had to get a chair. They didn't squeak when I leaned back.
Mm. Those feels are real.
So we ended up with a lot of platform beers because they just had their 3rd anniversary and started their Southern Ohio distribution. And they did a couple of collaboration beers. And they did one with Burial Beer Company out of Asheville. It's Mango Lassie Gosa. It's pretty good.
Good.
What are you doing?
I was trying to put in the main chat that we're in the another chat room, but this keyboard hates me.
I don't think anybody in the main chat.
Oh, good. I was on camera when I had to lean back and find my package of beer.
Oh, Tyler. Hey, Tyler.
Oh.
Damn it.
Oh, now we're in the main. Okay. It's been a long week. I don't know exactly why.
It's all just a blur to me.
It still means it was a long week. I mean, maybe some of us are on much more European calendars where
not all of us were in Portland. The other Portland. Not Tyler's Portland.
The other shining Portland.
Tech AC, where'd you go? Well, I guess you'll talk about that. Never mind.
Spoilers.
Sure.
Spoilers.
No,
did you at least go to the sushi place?
No, but I made it to a different place.
Okay.
Save it.
Save you.
Nothing can save me. Oh, Lord. It's been, I don't know, like I've just been exhausted and we had massive failure at the last, after we closed our work. So I've just been like, I just want to drink to forget. It's not the mindset I really want to be in when we're recording.
I mean,
I have to train a temp this week while dealing with an employee who freaks out every time anything goes slightly wrong. So I'm really not looking forward to the week.
By the way, Casey, I don't know if the order is okay.
I haven't
Um,
looked yet. Let me...
Oh yeah.
I put their main thing, which is the lowest IBUs and lowest alcohol first,
That seems about right.
and then just basically went in whatever order I could find them on the website.
So when you looked at them on the website, did you feel shafted at the ones they don't include in the pack?
Yeah, I did. Because it was like, oh, here's some Galaxy and Citra. I was like, oh,
Yeah, those aren't included in the pack.
There's only 4 beers in this pack.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
This is not the other pack.
This looks good.
Yeah, Tyler, we've emailed Twitch twice now because we don't know how they are about the drinking, and found in the social eating rules that apparently it's really here and there on the drinking on stream. So yeah, we're waiting to hear back from them, and but from what I'm understanding is DCTV isn't going anywhere. When Night Attacked, and they say several people have stepped forward to say they would helmet.
Yeah, but I think officially we haven't heard anything. We're gonna talk about it when the show starts too, just to let everybody know where we're at with everything. I think that a lot of people are talking about Twitch. A lot of people are still talking to like, well, what's gonna happen with DCTV, and some people have stepped up, but officially, I don't know that there's been an announcement like we're still good, nothing's going away, blah blah blah.
Nice.
Huh?
Sorry, I could hear Casey as he yanked his.
Oh. Yeah, we don't know. It makes us kind of nervous, but we will keep doing this somewhere. If Twitch won't have us, then we'll be YouTube Live or
yeah, something
somewhere. Won't go away, and the audio will always be around.
Yeah,
because we can always shout into microphones.
Well, we'll find some way. I mean, if we have to call you up specifically one by one and drink an entire tasting pack.
Exactly. So I know another thing that's kind of been holding things up. Oh, that was a good one. Has been everyone trying to keep the community together, because that is important to everyone, is to keep this particular community. And they're trying to figure out how communities work on Twitch. And I think the only idea they could find to keep it all together would be all the shows trying to compete for time on a single Twitch channel, which would not work.
No.
In my head, but that's the best they could come up with for keeping the community as one.
I mean, technically, we're competing for time with other shows right now too.
But there's multiple channels.
You know.
So if it was the Twitch thing and we're all under one Twitch account streaming, so it would just be like the DCTV Twitch, then only one show could be
Although
up at
I
a
would
time.
love to see that where it's literally just 5-6 different little mini windows and just everyone talking over top of each other.
Yeah.
It's completely unwatchable, but
chaos. And that's when we would just drop in. Our show would just be like heckling everyone.
I don't know if it'd be heckling.
No, it would be.
But oh, all right. I need this pizza to settle a little bit more steadily in my stomach before we.
Could use this Taco Bell could calm down, but it's Taco Bell. It's not going to happen.
no.
Now it's gonna slide out of you in one tube, paste-like thing.
I'm happy that for work tomorrow, I will have a vehicle and be the one driving myself around, so I can decide when it's time to go find ye old shitter. Or I can saunter over to any stink sauna that I find.
That should be the official name.
Oh.
I think you can hear this successfully on Twitch.
All right. Yeah. Broke out the tulip glassware for IPA day.
Yes. Still want to get
I think
some...
you just can't drink it. Yeah, yeah. And so
Activities
seeing
that may endanger your life or lead to physical harm or prohibited.
those are the exact words from the Twitch thing. And I looked at that, and I looked at not only all of those rules about streaming, but also all of the ones on the social eating thing.
The only thing I know how to do is self-destructive behavior, Tyler.
But I didn't know if you never know when people can get you like with weird small but that counts as this, So I wasn't 100%, so I just wanted to check, and we still just haven't heard anything back from Twitch. So
And we don't always drink to excess, but I mean, you saw the beer camp.
When we do it right.
We drink to extreme excess.
But beer camp is like a weird thing. I mean, that does not happen regularly.
Sorry, I really keyed in on one particular line. This includes, but is not limited to, suicide threats. Well, crap.
No more knife club.
Nugless?
Haven't we decided that Ian won knife club? He's been to knife club twice now.
Yes, he had
coming
someone
back.
else wield the knife for him. And he lived, so.
Yeah.
As he says, he's become their cutting boy.
You got that, boy. You got that functioning liver?
He did not.
He did not.
Oh, did you all see the stuff coming out of D23?
Nope.
Apparently, they had like a 5-minute segment of Infinity War that they showed, and you can find descriptions of what the footage was, which is laced with spoilers for the outcome of basically every Marvel movie from here until there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm just holding off.
No,
How does that?
Adam mentioned it yesterday, and I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to know. I don't want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to watch the movies,
That's where I'm at.
but I know they're going to spoil it for me. That was my problem with Spider-Man: Homecoming. And he leans over in the movie going, see, they didn't give away any of this stuff. Like, yeah, no, they did. Remember there was that scene where he's in the outfit on the beach?
I think from
That's
now
there.
on, I will feel comfortable just watching a teaser trailer and be like, okay, I'm good. Let's do this.
If the movie isn't I'm guaranteed going to watch it, then no, I just need a teaser, and then I'm just
Yeah.
I am in favor of media blackout.
Yeah.
I
don't want to see any
otherwise-
more Last Jedi trailers, for example.
Look, all I need from the Last Jedi trailer is them to show the thing that says The Last Jedi, and then I don't want to see anything else.
Yeah.
I honestly don't.
Instant erection, and you're like, we're good to go. All right.
Now, if I'm less excited, then I'm more okay being spoiled to some extent.
To know if you even want to see it. Yeah.
Right.
No, I'm right there.
Although Movies with Mikey did get me to watch a movie I didn't think I'd be watching.
Amelie. Did
Amelie?
Did you finally watch it?
I did.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet. Is it actually really that good?
I was almost crying at parts. It's really quite good.
No, I'm not doing it.
Oh no,
no, not sad. It was this is so touching.
Yeah, because the movie's supposed to just be beautiful. It's a
It is,
celebration
and
of
shots are
innocence.
beautiful in a way I would normally not notice. And I was just like, oh my god.
Right.
So
I'm going to watch that
Yeah.
movie this week. It's on. Is it on?
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
No, it's really good.
All right. Most of this episode is going to be the beers and recapping Nerdtacular, because we've not done a show since.
Right.
We do a show.
Usually here in about a minute.
Oh,
I wonder how off we're going to be on the audio one.
God.
I don't know. I do know. I did try to listen to the video one from your all's place at the beer camp across the world,
Oh, I'm sorry.
and then someone brought beer camp across the world to our game night, and I was like, "Hey, have you tried these? Yeah. Do you remember them? No.
I remember there were only one or two that weren't that great.
That's basically what I told them.
The rest were amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I wish I could get, as always, I wish I could get most of them in 6-packs.
So, all right. Well,
All right, let's fade to black
just
and
go
let's
ahead
do
and-
this damn thing.
yeah. let's get this show ready.
Welcome to Have a Drink, the show where you learn along with us about the glorious drink called beer. I'm Brittany Lee Walker.
I'm Justin Frazier.
I'm Christopher Walker.
And I'm Casey Price.
Hi.
So I only
Hey,
now
guys.
realize there was no cowbell at Nerdtacular.
There was not.
What do you mean?
Casey was he has a cowbell. He was going to bring the
Oh.
cowbell so I could actually.
I forgot to bring a cowbell.
I totally forgot too.
Look, it's really tricky to get some things past the TSA, and they
They
don't
don't-
always have the same fever as the rest of us.
They don't
Apparently,
need more
a giant
cowbell.
bag of beer is not one of those things that's difficult to get past them. They're okay with that.
Yeah. Even when it spills out everywhere, it turns out. And
So
it's
I-
super
Everywhere.
noticeable.
It was in my raccoon wounds.
So yeah, we've not done an episode in a while. Sorry about that.
I feel like we
Actually,
did some recently. Feels like just yesterday.
just yesterday. Yeah. Well, it feels extra long considering like everything was off days, and I don't know. It's been
Yeah.
real weird scheduling wise.
Well, I mean,
Oh.
we did like a whole month of recording, right? That's what it felt like.
It kind of did. Like the last weekend, it was really weird not to be recording anything.
Oh, it felt
We
great.
did a month's
though.
worth of drinking.
Also true. I haven't touched anything alcoholic since Nerdtacular, just because I was like, you know what, I need my body back to normal.
I
I'm jealous.
wish that was the plan until we get back and it's like, oh yeah, Cincinnati Burger Week's coming up, and then Braxton's hosting a kickoff party, and I'm like, well, we're going down to
They
that.
had Lexington Burger Week. We were gonna have this big. There was supposed to be this big thing going on down at Hopcat. I was super looking forward to it. Me and a friend were like trying to figure it out. Like, oh yeah, no, like they're having some kind of New Holland tasting kind of thing.
Oh, the Hatter. Yeah.
Yeah, no. We called the night before. They went, we have no idea what you're talking about.
What?
Yeah, so if it did happen, I didn't go because I was told it didn't happen.
Weird.
Huh.
I saw it on
Yeah.
it was on the Facebook thing.
Right, that's where we saw it. And you're like, oh, no, oh,
Somebody needs to get on their social media a bit.
yeah. So because we asked, we called, we asked, no one knew anything. So I was kind of disappointed. I was looking forward to, having some cool stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like this was Burger Week, so I was like, maybe I'll get some, something there. And if not, there's still that Barnyard Burger with
Oh yeah.
cheese curds and bacon and
So I mean, you're good
scrambled
either way.
egg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I swung down to Braxton. It was the kickoff party because Burger Week's not until this week, and I can't remember what else. They didn't have any special beers that were going to be on tap. They have a new grapefruit IPA that they've got out in cans, and I tried that while I was there. It's all right. I mean,
You tried to kind of like Firkin or something, right? Or,
they surprised everyone. They did not advertise it. They had a lemonade Radler Firkin that they're like,
And
oh,
here comes the ice cream truck.
I can't hear it.
I can hear
that.
it through my window. Like I could hear it through my earbuds, and I was like, "Oh, ice cream man, ice cream man!"
But yeah, nothing special. All the beers I had were pretty solid. And the best part of the night was I went to tab out, and they only had one beer on my tab. So I'm like, all right, good to go.
Stuck in
Sign
other
that
Chris
baby and get out.
Walkers. Someone's paying.
And then we also had before. So this is segue. Before Casey talks about where he's been, before he left to go to somewhere, he came up here because we have, I guess, the bigger airport.
It's really like it's about $200 cheaper for me to fly out of Cincy.
Oh yeah,
It's also a nice airport.
yeah. We've
It
learned
is.
it's one of the better airports. It turns out.
So yeah.
But yeah, so Casey came up here, and we discovered at our local wonderful Mad Tree Brewing shuffleboard, which we became enthralled with in Salt Lake City. So,
All right, no, I have to go up there, and it's me and Chris versus all comers.
but it's a weird board because like it's all acrylic on the
Yeah.
top.
The
It's,
wood-
it's
it was
like
very
slippery as all
strange.
get out.
No, it's not. That's the problem. They're using a completely different kind of sand, and the acrylic
The
top.
sand is weird.
It actually like the pucks don't really go the way you expect them to, and then the table had
Like-
a lean on it, so
We had to put something under the table.
Oh, that was the worst. Yeah, we
Yeah.
had to like try to put a little chalk block up so it wouldn't all go to one side.
But we're getting
Okay.
way ahead of ourselves in this timeline of
Yeah,
things.
well,
What's going on?
let's go ahead and let's start talking about this first beer. I've
Yeah.
got it cracked open. How about you guys?
Yep.
Before the
Open
show.
and poured.
I poured during.
I didn't.
Oh, okay.
All right. Someone grab this one and run with it.
So, Antihero?
Yeah,
Yes.
we're going through the Revolution Hero pack for anyone following along at
I
home.
couldn't remember the name of it.
Everything has hero in it, and that's how I remember it.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, Antihero, according to them, IPA, flagship IPA, supremely aromatic, crisp, and drinkable. Iconic ale features a blend of Chinook, Centennial, Krystal, and Citra to create a crisp, clean bitterness that imparts massive floral and citra aroma. The Warrior hop is also used in additional bitterness to the brew. An American hop assault for the ambivalent warriors who get the girl in the end. Quote, look, I ain't in this for your revolution, and I'm not in it for you, princess. Coming in at 6.5% ABV and 65 IBUs, which all these are pretty much around. This is the low end, but they are pretty much all in that 6 to 7.
Yeah, and you know what? With a quote like that, I thought I would love it. It doesn't smell super aromatic.
I'm getting a good smell from it. Like it doesn't smell. It doesn't turn off very well.
So,
So.
I'm getting really like resiny, kind of piney, really West Coast IPA to me.
There's one of these hops, and I can't pinpoint which one it is, but it's a hop I'm usually not a big fan of.
Is it the Chinook? I feel like
It might be.
Chinook's not my favorite.
Go ahead. Everyone else get
Chinook.
a good little swig of it.
Chinook's usually more piney. I don't even know if about resiny, but piney for sure.
I don't know. This is kind of resiny.
definitely.
Hmm.
You can definitely get the 65 IBUs in there.
Yeah, it's got a not I won't say a harsh bitterness, but it's definitely a firm bitterness there.
I could say an aggressive bitterness.
Yeah. I would say aggressive. It reminds me a lot, not on the bitterness, but more of the flavor and maybe the strong up front part of it. A lot of the old Stone IPAs, and really to think Revolution of the Unsessionable. It seems like this is where they started, and they're like, okay, let's ramp that up. Let's turn that up to 11.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Got a lot of that really.
I was gonna say this whole pack is IPA, so we should be prepared for this. But
hopefully they're not all so, I don't know, destroying of the palate.
This is sort of unlike any other IPA that I've really tasted, though, being that it's not the juicy West Coast or East Coasty. It's not the West Coast dry, but kind of a restrained bitterness in there. It's definitely like a heavy bitterness that it just doesn't give a whole lot more.
Yeah, you don't get citrus a ton. You don't get a lot of flavors.
I feel like the bitterness is just all about the bitterness and not about any of the flavor.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is an old. I mean, I was looking. We're less than 2 months old on these cans, so it's not like it's an old batch.
We're in the window.
Yeah, but this is this is basically their year round. They always have this IPA from them. So
yeah,
it is otherwise. It's got a decent mouthfeel. It's pretty crisp. Like they're not wrong about that. The color's nice.
In one hyphenated word, I would say the Antihero is anticlimactic.
Climactic.
Climactic.
Maybe a few years ago, this is where people were with IPAs, but the national feeling has changed.
This is what happens when you don't change your IPA recipe.
Yeah. Which we've gotten to get around a little bit, speaking of nationally. I don't know, I'm trying to transition somehow. We just start talking about some Nerdtacular.
Cool.
Yeah, so it happened. Good story, guys.
Yeah, great. It's fun.
Now we did have a blast out there. It's the quote, last Nerdtacular until there's another one.
Yeah.
I'm going to start a rule.
Okay.
Now, that if there is another Nerdtacular and we have another bottle share, no one's allowed to bring 5 beers over 10% anymore.
They were delicious.
They were delicious.
Yeah, Nick brought some crazy stuff.
I was not delicious the next morning.
Nick put everyone to shame with what he brought.
Yeah.
Oh it was amazing stuff. I felt like a pure ballsack jack for what I brought. It just didn't, he blew everyone out of the water. It's I didn't realize we were having a competition.
Now, Amos did bring a good one.
And he won.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, no.
Oh, wow.
Amos of Ritual Misery did bring a good one from Alaska.
He did.
That
I was
one's
gonna have a
tasty.
runner-up for best beer brought.
Yeah.
That Alaskan one was actually pretty good.
To me, it was between the one that Amos brought and then that barley wine that Nick brought.
Which?
Whoa, that's true.
That barley wine.
I only had one, so I was trying
She
to
had
pace
the first
myself.
one. The rest of us didn't stop.
Yeah. The one that had the multiple vintages that had been blended together, that one was something else.
That was the anniversary.
That was a good. I'm trying to think of what the name of that is.
Yeah,
That
I
was
wonder
an
if I checked into
anniversary
that.
one that he's had. I think he had that
Yes,
one for
that's
like
it.
6 years. Like he'd been sitting on all those for a while. Nick, if you get to watch this one, bravo. We are very, very appreciative. No, everyone who showed up to our stuff, it was above and beyond what we could have expected.
Yeah.
I mean, thought maybe one or two people, or we'd just be sitting alone in our room with our farts. But
God, that room.
Oh my!
All right, this is not beer talk, but that room was like 90% methane by the time we left.
All farts.
no smoking.
All
Like
farts.
if someone had lit a match, the whole resort would have gone up.
We could not use that fireplace.
It was a mixture of altitude and just carbonation coming out of
All
our
the-
anuses.
All the bar food we had
Yes.
and
Oh my God, the
Mexican
pizza.
food and
Yeah.
beer.
Burritos and
It was a weird.
Burritos
Oh my
every
God.
morning.
It was like a college dorm. Now that you're mentioning the food, like we had Mexican that day. We heated up pizza in the oven from like the day before and hours ago.
You missed the
Plus
deep,
the Twizzlers and
you
the
missed
Doritos.
The deep
you
fried
say college dorm
extravaganza
room.
that
I
was
say
Smoke
my life
Monster.
now.
Smoke Monster was like the three of us down there just getting gobs of deep fried food. It was like, bring us all your mozzarella sticks. And in case he's like, oh, they have like an Asian deep fried, what do they call it?
It was like an Asian medley of deep fried stuff.
Just
Yeah.
saying, if it hadn't already been backed up on the deep fryer before we got there, we were the reason that a lot
Yeah.
of people had to wait.
We just yes, please, one of everything. That was sort of the
Yeah, but no,
way it
it
went.
was,
So the
but-
Firestone, the one that I found that I checked into was the Hell Dorado of
yes.
Mhm.
barley wine.
Colorado was good.
Sticky Monkey,
Sticky
delicious,
Monkey.
and 20 I think was the anniversary. I
Yeah.
think that was it. I may be wrong.
Look, don't ask me to choose which one was the best. One, I
maybe
don't
it was-
remember, and two, they were all amazing.
So yeah,
Eldorado was on point.
But aside from our event and the craziness, like of course we enjoyed Snowbird because Snowbird.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Like, but Nerdtacular was wonderful. It was so funny. Yeah, I have to kind of agree with Scott though. One of the best moments was like the magical moment where Brian forgot his props and had to run back to his room during the All Stars, and then there was a sing along at which we did the "We Will Rock You" music.
At many points.
and then Paul from Paul and Storm decides, no, we're doing a big throwback. We're calling back to Night Attack last night, and we're turning this thing into Nugs. Because he just got obsessed with...
There was "We Will Rock You" to Nugs. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and then so we did Nugs, all the while doing the "We Will Rock You" dun dun dun. You know,
Everyone
that whole
just keeps
thing.
the drum going, and
Yeah.
we just keep chanting. It goes
But-
to "Oh Canada." It goes...
Oh Canada, because it was Canada Day, and then we also did the Spice Girls, because nobody knew
was
the
thinking
anthem for. And like
Canadians
Terpster's like, I don't
Canadians
know the
"Oh
wrong.
Canada." That's why it's written that way. It's "Oh Canada, oh Canada, Canada."
Well, no, some people actually sang the "Oh Canada," but they were also trying to do. They're like, "Oh, let's represent Terpster," and Terpster's like, "I don't know that. No, it's God Save the Queen. No one needs to sing this." And then nobody knew the words to it, so they're just like, "We
God
know your
save the
anthem,"
Queen.
and then
She's
they
too
started singing
safe.
Spice Girls.
She's an old woman living in a giant house surrounded by armed guards. She's too safe. God attack the queen. Send big dogs after her. That's
by
by
her
bum.
bum. To quote
It
Eddie
was
Izzard.
going back to it was the Firestone 16, so it had been around since 2012.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he had been sitting on it since then. So no, we had some amazing beer, except when we did our highly promoted from us taking and sacking of Salt Lake when we get down there, and it was like disappointment
Look,
after disappointment.
it was Sunday, so there wasn't a whole lot we could do.
It's like Blue Law country. Hold on, before we get there, before we move vit and use. Let's go to the next beer.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I was trying to plow through.
Next up, Tropic Hero IPA. Yeah, I poured out most of that last one. It just didn't hit the spot. Hopefully this one does better.
That's fair. I'm gonna do that. That's so bitter.
Yeah, that bitterness is really hanging around.
Okay, we still also have to get to Casey's trip, and then we also have announcements. So
We're recanting.
I know. I'm just saying.
Recanting, recalling. I'm learning to speak.
Oh, what the heck? Is
What?
this?
What?
Huh?
Okay, I don't know what Experimental Hop 438 is that it says, but it smells like... I'm going to tell you exactly what this aroma is.
Okay.
And you're going to say, that's exactly right. But go ahead and take a smell first.
Let me get this thing
Hold on,
poured.
I got it poured.
It looks good. Looks nice.
Nice head.
Nice pillowy head.
I like that color.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you off the hero. Here's a Tropic Hero.
I do like their art, I have to say.
Looks like Snow White and Wonder Woman mixed, kind of.
That's my kind of thing.
Tropic Hero.
Oh my god, I can't get the bitterness out of my mouth.
Take some of your water. Do a little sip.
Whoa! What?
All right, you ready for this?
Lay it.
Okay, smell it. Get a good whiff.
Oh!
I'm not smelling anything.
Open your mouth when you. Again, I'm telling you that'll.
Well, it does help, but I don't know what it is.
It smells kind of catty to me.
No, I don't get that. I mean, you may get it, but this is the way it's going for me.
What's it got?
So you know whenever you were a little kid, or maybe even last week, I don't know, but those little fruit cups of mandarin oranges.
No, never had those.
Really?
That's exactly what I'm getting from this.
Like the syrup.
Like mandarin orange fruit cup. It's just like as you open up the cup, the aroma, the smell.
I'm not getting it. I never had those, so.
I did, and I don't smell it.
That was like the first hit. Now it's going away a little bit right now as it's sitting here. But the first hit I got was there.
All right. Well, let's try a little sip.
First smell, not sip, but yeah.
That's better.
It definitely tastes better than the last one. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not getting a tropical anything out of it.
It's not super tropical to me, but I'm getting
it's getting more towards tropical. This one I'm liking a little more. It's hitting more of the spot than that last one did.
Yeah, some kind of nondescript fruits. Like I can't really pinpoint any of it.
Nondescript fruit. Is it like a bearded fruit?
Bearded fruit.
It doesn't have that same aggressive, taste to it, and it makes me wonder if it's not the Chinook that's the major difference in this. I mean, like if this had
the lack
Chinook,
of
if it would the lack of Chinook, if it had that, would it have that same flavor the other one had?
Right. So this one, I guess we skipped over the actual reading portion of it. Tropic Hero, newest hero surfing onto the scenes is Tropic Hero. The American IPA is brewed with two-row and pale malts, and establishes a smooth malt profile and golden color. We've used Apollo, Warrior, Krystal, Cascade, and Amarillo in the brew house to achieve an intense but clean bitterness. So those are your bittering hops. That's a lot of bittering hops to put in a beer. But the and aroma and flavors of fresh flowers and citrus juice. Okay. Near the end of fermentation, we dry hopped it with Mosaic, Citra, Krystal, and Experimental 438. And
it just makes me think of the Marvin the Martian bit with the uranium 238.
Yeah.
Something space modulator.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So 438 comes from Hop Breeding Company, has aroma profile of citrus, stone fruit, tropical fruit, and herbal, coming in with mango, coconut, grapefruit, lemongrass, and wood being very on the specific side. Vintage Lerzo, Russian River created raw Mexico with the same beer.
I feel like a lot of that hop is coming through in this beer, because a lot of the stuff they mentioned is what I'm picking up. I'm picking up like little faint hints of lemongrass and.
Yeah. It's a high alpha hop, medium high alpha hop, 12 to 14%. Cohumulone is 23 to 25%. So cohumulone's really the my understanding is cohumulone, when you look at that percentage in a hop, what part of the oil is cohumulone. So all hops have a certain amount of oil in them. Okay.
Right.
So you're looking at this hop specifically, just looking at it, it's showing that it has 3 to 3.4 milliliters of this oil per 100 grams. Of that, you would know that 12 to 14% of it is alpha acids. You would know that 23 to 25% of that oil is cohumulone. And each of these different oils has a different property that you can see that come up in a brew. So geraniol is it smells
Geritol.
like Geritol. Geraniol smells a lot like geraniums and florally.
Okay.
So the more that has in it, you're going to get more of that floral aroma.
So if I had foreknowledge of everything Casey was going to say, I would have made a small gag in this episode that today's secret word is like humanitol or whatever it was he was saying. Just every time I heard it, just go.
Humulone,
whatever. I don't know. I'm only barely ever paying attention to what anybody's saying.
These are hitting me hard though.
Yeah,
I mean, I've had like 2 cheeseburgers earlier in the day, but like, I'm getting drunk.
Yeah, let's get drunk. No, these are pretty high on the IBUs.
And ABV too. So
yeah, so this
7%. That's what I was like. Okay, well, this is gonna be
70 IBUs. I mean, they're like very easy drinking, even at 70 IBUs, and it's like, whew. So okay, back to Nerd.
So we moved down to downtown Salt Lake.
Yeah, and it was.
We were going to go to that magical Salt Lake brewery known as Epic.
Yes, when we were in Denver, we went to their Denver location, where it's a pretty big spot, and we had a good time last year. So we're like, all right, we've definitely got to go to the one in Salt Lake. So it'd probably be just as good a time. Well, we get there, and everyone's like, it's pretty much just a bottle shop. We're like, what? We go in, the guy's like, yeah, we're the smallest restaurant in Salt Lake. We have 4 seats.
There were 6 of us because we had people joining us. So
and it was odd. You just walk in and it's a wall of refrigerator of bottles, and that's and then like the few places to sit, and that's it. That was the whole place.
You know that sucks. It's Salt Lake City.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, as Tyler pointed out, yes, that what did we expect? But you know, I don't know. I think I expected a few places to exist that were.
We did okay. We gotta say,
I would expect more than 4 chairs in their tasting room,
a little weird.
restaurant/tasting room. I would not want a brewery to be the smallest anything.
So Uinta, I think, was doing it right out of everybody out there. They had this awesome tap room restaurant. It was like a farmhouse. You don't really see that in a lot of tap rooms. But they were serving beers on draft that are best served right around that ABV. They weren't like trying to serve you a porter or something at 4%.
Yeah.
There was all session stuff and, right around
Kolsch
a few some Kolsch's, Pilsners, things that are all right around there.
That reminds me, by the way, Mad Tree is now distributing to Lexington.
Oh, that's what's up.
All right. But they're trying to keep everything right around there, and except you could get bottles of sours. They were willing to do samples of their sours, which Casey was getting into, thinking they were coming from draft, and she was like, "Oh no, these are full percentage."
Yeah, I was like, I'm the driver, so I'll just have a few samples of the 4%ers. Let me just have a couple, and they pour samples out of bottle. That's what got me. That's uncommon.
Uinta was probably the best experience as far as stuff to drink, but then
still miss that hat.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Did you not get it out of the rental car?
I either left it in the room or in the car.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So
we'll be back.
We ended up after Epic basically turned us down. He suggested we go over to Proper Brewing, and we went over there, and that's where we discovered the shuffleboard table, which saved the evening.
Which had the most awesome setup because they had a bar attached to the shuffleboard table, like it just kind of elevated up. Yeah, that was smart. Like that was a good use of space and just
everyone could
made a lot of sense.
That place had everything that I expect modern bars kind of have as far as diversion, except they had all of it, as opposed to just one or two things. There's like arcades, there were pool tables, there's a shuffleboard table,
pinball.
I was like, oh,
like
they were well rounded there. They still had like a couple of TVs in there, and then it was weird to me though, like because you have to be able to serve food in Salt Lake, but their food place, the restaurant wasn't attached to the bar part.
It was across
you could get food from one to the other though.
Yeah. And they would frequently come in and out and everything. It was an odd setup.
But I think
it was like 1,000 degrees, so I felt
everyone
bad
had
for
the
those
same
servers.
reaction.
Yeah.
All the beers were serviceable.
They're fine.
Everything was okay. It was fine. Everything's fine. Because
there was a weird Gosa.
Yours was definitely the strangest because we were trying to try each other's and be like, oh, what's that? Oh, okay.
I had a nitro oatmeal red. I have never heard of that. So
like that was the thing. Like their stuff was kind of experimental in some degree. So I was like, all right, good on you for trying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the most interesting one was yours, the beer cocktail.
I got a beer cocktail with kombucha, lavender, gin. And I think lemon was in it. It was really tasty. I got a picture of it. I put it on Instagram. But it was different. It was very unique. Throwing some lavender in there. But yeah, that place was fun just because of the stuff to do, and like it allowed us all to just kind of hang out and have fun.
Yeah. Got to hang out and close the night out. We had a good time there, and then I guess where we all split up, and then the four of us went to grab dinner and get ready to head back to our room because this was after when I come down the mountain. So we went over to Squatters, where I think we were just done because
we shouldn't have gotten the food that we got.
Oh yeah,
the night before.
Okay. I remember now. I was in my head. I was like, I literally don't know what you're talking about. We went back and slept after that, didn't we?
Because we both brought food back that we totally didn't eat at all.
And left in the room. But we all got schmammered, which is how we say shit hammered. The night before.
I didn't know that was the original like.
You didn't realize it was a portmanteau of
no
of shit hammered.
I don't think I realized that either.
When we say schmammered, we're saying we got shit hammered in friendlier terms.
I just thought it was a drunk way of saying hammered.
But we all woke up. Everyone was hungover. I don't think Brittany may have been the only one because she called it early the night before. But everyone was just tanked the next morning.
I was I was getting sick like periodically through the weekend, so like I had to call it early several nights, which sucks.
Good. No, good on you.
But like I didn't. Yeah, no day did I wake up hungover. I did have some altitude issues, like everybody seemed to have. But
I said, yeah, good on you. I spent large chunks of this trip from our flight out till the day before we flew back, pretty much just hungover.
Yeah. But we decided we're hungover, but we're going up the mountain today. Hungover at 8,000 feet. This doesn't really feel great. Let's see what it feels like at 11,000 feet. And we go up the mountain.
I will give you both ends of this. I think the sheer terror helps with the whole like altitude constipation issue because it's going to scare the crap out of you.
I don't know what you're talking about. It was perfectly safe.
And then the second, the fact that you get up there and it's like 30 degrees cooler than it is down below.
It felt amazing.
Wonderful.
That helps. I do have to say.
Oh my god.
There was still snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a little snowman someone had made.
A little tiny snowman about yay big.
Yeah.
About a foot big. Yeah.
It was so cute. But yeah, no, it felt insane up there. I was like, I don't want to leave because it feels so good.
And then we went that was it. We had checked out. And so when we finished up there, it was like, all right, we got to head off the mountain. We're going to, since we're, I don't know, plebeian East Coasters or Midwesters, we're like, oh, well, we got to go to In-N-Out just because not all of us have been. And it's not always available to us. So we run straight down into Salt Lake from it being 50 degrees up at 11,000 feet to it being 97 goddamn degrees down in Salt Lake.
That was the actual temperature when you would check your phone. It would just say 97 goddamn degrees.
They should have
97 goddamn degrees. And you open the door and it's like, oh god. And it's like, oh well, there's no humidity really, so.
There's no humidity, so I'm only sizzling. I'm not like being pressure cooked.
I appreciate it was stupid hot, but I did appreciate the lack of humidity because since I've gotten back here, and it's actually gotten worse because I did have that business trip in Alabama, so like, which was significantly worse.
I spent the whole time just quoting Parks and Rec when I got either back or I was leaving, just thinking about back, in Cincinnati and in like Kentucky, just going, fucking swamp country.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, and okay.
She literally went to swamp country.
Yeah. Imagine if you had glasses, and therefore every single time you got in or out of the car, your glasses fog up from the humidity.
Yeah.
Done. Dumb as summer. Hate it.
We are much more of a cold climate group.
None of us are summer
Yeah.
people.
No. The heat and drinking do not go well together.
No.
All right.
right.
It depends on the beers. You got some nice sessionable sours.
Oh yeah. Well,
Speaking of
summer's a
beers.
good time for beer. It's still. I'd rather be inside.
Speaking of beers,
Yes. Okay, we're gonna get to the third beer. So while you guys are pouring it, we do have a few announcements. I just want to run through these. So our next audio-only episode of the show, we do an audio-only educational focused show. In case you haven't checked that out yet, it's gonna be about cream ale. That's gonna be posted around July 24th. The next video episode, which is right here at DCTV still, diamondclub.tv, is going to be...
And then afterwards on YouTube.
Possibly on YouTube or Twitch or wherever.
I mean, like they always go to YouTube eventually.
They're always
after the
archived
fact.
on YouTube.
Yeah, they always go post after the fact. But so
if you happen to miss this live and hear this message somehow,
yeah,
Or if
we're
you
on
miss,
YouTube.
if you miss other episodes.
I know, but I started thinking as I was talking.
And if you stumble across this on YouTube, hey, there's an audio-only podcast, and go over to dctv.com, and you can check it out live.
diamondclub.tv.
Diamondclub.tv.
Everyone knows what DCTV stands for.
I mean, not if they
I think
just randomly stumbled across this on YouTube.
They know. Everyone knows.
Anyway,
And either way, it's not .com. Either way you go.
.tv.
Yeah, it's .tv.
Sunday, July 30th is the next live stream of the next video, which will then be posted to YouTube the next day. But that one is going to be covering the 21st Amendment Brewing sampler pack. I don't remember what that one's called, but it's from 21st Amendment.
I know it's a 5-beer pack, so it's going to be a fun night.
It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Yeah.
And then finally,
By
we
the
just...
way, anyone curious about what exactly is DCTV.com?
What does that
or
bring up?
which auto directs to DCTV.org? I put it up in the Diamond chat.
Okay.
It's not as bad as you would think.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm a little scared.
If it's not like prolapsed anuses, then I'm not really that interested.
No, I think it's for it's DCTV, so I'm betting it's from like the
District of Columbia. Yeah.
Also, and then the last thing was just which we kind of talked about in pre-show a little bit, but so diamondclub.tv, Sergeant Muffin, who runs the world of Diamond Club, basically is stepping down, and we're not 100% what's going to be happening with diamondclub.tv. So we haven't heard officially yet on anybody taking over the role or what they're going to do. We may or may not move to Twitch, so just kind of stay tuned for that. There will be announcents as we get them.
Can we just say? Can we take a second and say thank you, Sergeant Muffin?
Yeah, Sergeant Muffin's a god.
You glorious god of a man.
Yeah.
Applause.
He's got other stuff that he's got to take care of, and I wish him well and everything.
Yes.
Because
Applause
he let us
for the
play
Muffin.
in a playhouse he built.
The
Yeah.
house we all play in and destroy on a nightly basis. I mean,
Skittles everywhere.
just piles of Skittles, the empty packages. It's.
I explained to somebody at work that my cult now has a thing about Skittles, and
Yeah, it's officially a cult now. If you go
not a
and
cult,
watch
not
those,
a cult.
Jury did it.
Oh my
We're
god.
not
we
a
can
cult.
no longer say
Praise be
hashtag
to
not a
Alan,
cult.
though.
Yeah, the church thing.
It's hashtag actually it's a cult now.
There were way too many opportunities to say amen during that show.
Testify.
Testify.
So we moved down.
I can also die in a grease fire, Tyler. Sorry, that got dark.
Yeah, it did. We're not gonna actually.
I'd rather not.
Yeah, Facebook Lives. I don't think that's really the route we want to go.
It would either be Twitch or YouTube Live.
Yeah, we'd probably go YouTube Live. That'd reach more people.
But
yeah. Sorry, it's just my knee-jerk reaction is like, I don't know how well Facebook Live would work.
No,
but maybe it would. I don't know. I've been wrong before.
You know why I don't want to do Facebook Live? Because my grandmother's on Facebook, and she would see what I do.
Fair.
Well, my mother's on there watching it now. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Chris's mom.
Hi there.
Yeah, but your mom also bartends sometimes.
All right, so we've poured another beer at this point.
Have we?
We have.
Yeah. While she was doing
the
announcements.
Krystal Hero, a crisp and refreshing IPA, exploding with fresh floral hop character, named for a somewhat forgiving yet amazing hopped variety named Krystal. A unique hopping program gives this beer a massive, clean bitterness, a fresh hop aroma, bursting with hints of citrus, fresh fruit, ABV of 7.2, IBU of 75.
This Krystal hop has been in every beer we've had so far.
Yeah.
It has. I'm pretty sure it's blue.
Have we ever had an episode where we talk about how hops are bought?
No.
We may want to.
Can we do it and narrate it like how it's made, and so we just slowly watch, like we just put up video of hops going like down a conveyor belt.
They probably have one
We need
too.
to do that.
Now the hops have left their picking fields as we take them to be cleaned. Watch as they spin in
with
this
that fun music in the background.
professional, right?
Oh.
Smells nice.
Really?
To me.
Smells okay. Tastes.
I get like chemically.
Really?
Yeah, it's not. It's not okay. The last one was had a little bit of like that. That it did have a little bit of juicy flavor to it. That did sell it to me a bit more.
I get the pine again in my nose on this one.
Oh yeah. This tastes
I don't
like,
know
or
what's-
this tastes like. This smells like the not the fruit itself, but like the outside of the pineapple. If you were to smell it, does that sound weird?
So.
Like
Yeah,
not
okay, I
the
can see
juicy
that.
part of the fruit, but like the
rind?
the rind and all. Yeah, the
The
a
rind with
pineapple.
still pineapple inside.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
The cool thing about this brewery is they do these these aren't the only hero beers they have, and they have.
I'm really afraid they kept all the good hero beers away from us.
That's what I look through all the hero beers. And you're like, I feel like they put the shitty ones in this pack.
These are the ones they can't sell.
Oh, thank God!
But
I like
it feels
this one
like
way better.
these are beers that are meant to, showcase basically this one hop. Maybe it's not a single hop beer, but it definitely showcases it. But whenever I go and look up what Krystal hops are and what they've got,
You see a guy in a pork pie hat saying how he's the one who knocks.
No, that
that may be the.
He's the one who hops.
He's the one who hops.
Oh,
I am the one who hops.
Wait, so
God, I want to be able to draw so I can just have that image.
Right?
Of, I'm the one who hops.
Just do a hop like the bad sketch drawing someone does of him with the glasses and the hat, and it's just a hop wearing the hat and glasses.
can we just add a hop to the new, to the artwork, and that be me?
No,
Like
that's
I'll
it.
just be
Jesse.
the hop.
We have to brew.
No. If we do new artwork, Casey can't be the hop, but he has to be the hop dressed as Heisenberg.
The hop that knocks.
With little baggies of blue hops.
Oh. So I was looking, and on Krystal, it's got an earthy herbal sort of aroma, and I can kind of see the herbal.
It's
Yeah.
almost got a medicinal taste.
That's yes. And the more and more I sniff this, the more and more I'm thinking it's like a spearminty background or something along those lines.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
you're
making
right.
me think a little bit of like not the good grape Dimetap, but like one of the other shitty ones that you would get when you misgrab your cold medicines.
I'd say it's a little more Robitussin-y.
Or like
Like
Robitussin.
Green NyQuil, a little bit of
No.
I like
licorice.
green NyQuil.
Maybe. It's just like it's got that it's got a medicinal quality that it's not awful. It's just again, I should be the guy that they use Coke for all of their packaging.
I like it.
It's not awful.
It's not awful. No, like it's actually, it's okay. It's just there's some aspects that don't hit quite home.
Maybe I like it because I like green NyQuil.
Maybe. I've had red NyQuil and I thought that was, Satan's jizz.
Yeah,
So-
because it's cherry, and cherry is awful in all medicine.
That may be why I always hated Robitussin.
Could be.
Yeah, I like this one better than the other two.
Also,
the
while
last
talking
one was
Robitussin
okay.
means we're not that far off still from meth.
Yeah. Just give it time. That's where the show's going.
Have a meth?
Have a bender.
No, it's not going to be have a meth. Okay.
Okay, well, apparently have a meth killed everything, so...
that just killed the mood right
I'm
there.
sorry.
It's all done.
No, I'm just
Nerdtacular
drunk
again.
and don't know what words are coming out of my mouth.
So Nerdtacular, out of our suite that we got and we had last time, I think me and Justin usually Kentucky up I Kentucky up my coffee. He just starts doing shots first thing in the morning.
Yeah. Kentucky.
He just Kentuckies. I'm like, oh, well, let's pull a little Jimmy down in this because that's
I can't
on a budget.
Do
You can't
well,
really.
okay, I don't do caffeine,
Yeah.
so I don't drink coffee. So the only way I can ingest this bourbon is to just drink bourbon.
Right.
So I was
That's how you're
just
supposed to.
sauntering around with a cup of coffee that says may contain bourbon, and then has a checklist on the side. It's like coffee check, bourbon check.
Except mine would have bourbon, check. Coffee, suspiciously blank. Oh.
But
It
we
was a
didn't
fun
have
trip, though.
a
It
Veronica
was.
Belmont to berate us for
You're so caught up on that.
our drinking.
In fairness, she's right. You need to be careful about drinking at high altitudes.
We
We learned that this year.
We drank lots of water to go with all the alcohol.
Which I believe is why I gained like 14 pounds over 3 days.
Everyone, okay, don't think you can go to Nerdtacular and look all hot and shit, because that's not happening. Everyone
No.
is extremely bloated from the altitude and flying out,
Yes.
and all the water you're drinking. Like, everyone is just walking around like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
I gained 3 inches that I lost within 48 hours of getting back home.
Yeah, the water weight is significant.
7 pounds and 3 inches I lost by getting back home.
I don't think I gained or lost anything, but yeah.
I couldn't button my shorts while we were there. That was, and then a day
I
after
have that
being home,
problem
and everything
now.
was fine.
I can't button Chris's shorts.
But we have a new passion now in boarding.
Yes,
You
the
board
shuffleboarding.
yet?
shuffleboarding,
Yeah.
Yep.
We want to
Again,
try and
and,
start a
Me and
shuffleboard
Chris
league.
take all comers. Phrasing, I know.
Phrasing.
Yeah. So we're working on our new conference.
Yes.
Instead of Nerdtacular, it'll be Boardtacular, and
It's just
Oh yeah, because
Shuffleboarding.
as we were setting the board up, we were making the jokes about it. Like, do you even board?
Even
board,
bored,
yeah.
bro.
when we're complaining about the
Boards
sand,
and brews.
the sand they were using at the place. We're like, no, this is way too coarse a sand for.
I need sawdust.
And it was like piling up on the table and like actually creating dunes that the pucks were hitting and slowing
Yeah.
down. And we're like, no,
That
this
was-
isn't right.
That was interesting because when we first started playing, the group ahead of us had put down a lot of sand, and so we thought maybe this is the best way to do it, but they had put down enough to where you would slide the puck and it would create this dune in front, and then it would like shoot the dune into the air as the puck was traveling forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tyler. After our discovery of our love of shuffleboard, we realized that we need to do an episode that's just It's just pub games.
Yes. Well, then we've all developed our own strategies. Like Bob's, nobody gets points.
Yeah, no. Like if I don't win, no one wins.
And when me and Justin,
It was like none of which was intentional because we're all just like, I meant to do that.
Me and Justin were on a team. It worked so well together because by the end of like our first time playing, I was landing them constantly in the 3-point zone. And when his round came around, he's like, nobody gets points.
Chris played offense. I played defense. That was how our turns went. At a certain point, I just knew. Like eventually, like Brittany says, like you didn't know what you were doing. At a certain point, I knew. I knew what I was. I knew enough to go. That's not staying there. That's going away.
Jeez.
So now I want a shuffleboard table for the house.
It's just about like
God,
$6,000.
if you had that, like, whenever I would be over, Ashley would be like, guys, go to bed. One more game.
One more game.
The
of
cats will
shuffleboard.
be getting down. Like the cats will get down to it because I know it'll be in the garage.
They'll be pooping.
Yeah.
They'll be pooping on it. Like it'll just be their litter box.
Because all the sand. Oh no.
Yeah.
Let's see here. They on Amazon. I haven't found one for Prime.
If you get an acrylic topped one, no, that's right out.
How do you expect it to have like free 2-day shipping for a shuffleboard table?
Yeah, like half a ton of free 2-day shipping. Cool. Huh.
No, that's the one where it's like, this is going to be shipped on the drone. What?
Got to be careful because
You look outside your window, there's an army of drones just like lifting this thing up.
Yeah. What was it, like less than a week after Gen Con, Geek Chic filed for bankruptcy. So that means everybody's deposits they collected for tables at Gen Con, they aren't getting it back.
Gen Con doesn't even happen yet.
Or was it Gen
Really?
Con?
Gamescom?
Gamescom. No, that wasn't Game. It was another one. There was another big tabletop conference that just happened.
Huh.
And
I'm not sure.
they went for bankruptcy. That happened like 2 days ago.
That's unfortunate.
And everyone's like, oh no,
Wow.
in case you just put down a deposit, your deposit's gone and you are not getting your table.
Ugh. You know, that reminds me of those $800. Jesus.
Yeah.
No, one of the that is making me remind me of the thing I know I want to buy and can never have enough. Oh no, $800 for a shuffleboard.
Wayfair.
thing.
Freaking Wayfair,
oh, yeah.
dude.
Wayfair
There's
sells
a,
tiny houses. No, we were fucking looking this weekend and Wayfair sells goddamn tiny houses.
When we go to mom and dad's, we have to watch HGTV, and we also discovered the new love that is the FYI channel.
It's apparently just the Tiny House Network.
Yeah, we were just watching tiny homes being built, customized, and we were like, I want this house.
All I could think now as I hear FYI is like, no, that's a failed like thing that happens in malls.
That was FYE.
Yeah. Fair.
But
Now I'm looking at tiny houses.
oh well, okay. No, the thing I always wanted was like one of those big emissary tables for D&D things, where you've got like your own little drawers so you can roll your dice in, and like
Yeah.
little spots to put your character sheets and write stuff on. I was like, oh god.
Yeah,
and
that was what
like
Geek Chic
that.
provided, and now that's what Geek Chic provided, and now they're gone.
Yeah.
I'm sure
All
somebody
right.
else does.
Next beer.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're running near the end. We need to beer up.
Rinsing.
All right, Casey, tell us about your trip, because I feel like we've covered Nerdtacular at this point.
So yeah, I was able to make it out to Portland, Oregon for just a little bit here the past week. We had a conference out there, and so we were out in Tigard, which is way out of the way. It's like a $40 Uber ride to get back into town.
Oh my gosh.
So I spent a lot of time on the outskirts
At that
of town.
point, you just rent a car.
If it weren't for the fact that it's $40 a day for the car and we were there for like 4 days, it made more sense for me to just go ahead and Uber once and then try to stay in the area from all my other Ubers. But on the way back in, I Ubered into town before I jumped on my flight so I could spend a little time in town and make my way around. So near the hotel was a little Benihana, so we went over. There was a Benihana and a Cheesecake Factory, normal, like run-of-the-mill places you can get just about everywhere. But we ended up there for a couple nights just because they were close, and it was something that we could, just get and go. So we went and ate those two places. But when we were at the Benihana, the guy that was doing okay, Pikeville, Kentucky, every single chef at the hibachi restaurant is Asian. Portland, Oregon, which has a much higher Asian population, every single chef was Caucasian.
Okay, so here's my theory behind that. In Pikeville, Kentucky, no Caucasians apply to work at that sort of thing, but B, I bet you in Pikeville they wouldn't take it from anyone that wasn't Asian.
Well,
Also phrasing, but
I see what you mean.
But I feel like that the level of race, I mean, let's say call it what it is. Like that, the level of racism, they would say, "Hey, this is Asian food. He's prepared for me by an Asian."
I see your point there. Hold on though. Before we go any further, we've got like 9 minutes left of the show.
Let's talk about this beer.
Amarillo Hero. Amarillo Hero. Showcases a hop, intense citrus and floral notes, which is what you would get from Amarillo. Usually paired with Amarillo is usually paired with Cascade. No, sorry, Cascade and Citra in order to get a little bit more citrusy notes out of it. A simple, delicate malt bill allows the fruit basket of aromas to take center stage, while a touch of Cascade and Mandarina layered in to amplify this hero's juicy characteristic. Clean bitterness rounds out the beer, resulting in crisp and refreshing IPAs. 7.2 ABV, IBU is 75.
This is my favorite.
This
is actually pretty good. My favorite's still the Tropic, but this is my second.
It's the Mandarina. That's definitely there.
Mandarina comes in and is supposed to smell like mandarin oranges.
Done.
So that side is citrus, whereas Cascade may have a little bit more of a grapefruit, pink grapefruit kind of aroma, and so Mandarina will have orange aroma. Yeah, I kind of like this one the best out of all of them too.
Yeah.
Tropic Hero is number 2, Krystal, and then Antihero is like way last. Way last. Because there's just no aroma.
Overall,
which one did you say was way last?
Antihero.
The first one.
Yeah.
The non-hero.
I mean, it is an anti-hero to this pack.
Yeah.
At least it got better as we went on.
Yeah, I was afraid after the first one, because the first
Although
one
that said, for me, that second one was still my favorite.
Bitterness stuck with me on that first one.
This is, we'll go ahead and say, if you're trying to get someone into craft, I would not show them this pack.
No,
not at all.
If you're used to West Coast IPAs, definitely get this pack.
Yeah, give this a shot.
If you're into
which
craft,
it's brewed in Michigan, so a West Coast IPA brewed.
It's that West Coast style, but done in Michigan.
they're out of Chicago.
Is it done in Michigan? Because this is done in Illinois.
Oh, is it Illinois? I thought it was Michigan.
A little bit about Revolution, since we've got a few minutes here.
Yeah.
Revolution is Illinois' largest independently owned brewery. The change in the U.S. beer scene has undoubtedly been revolutionary. We're proud. This is the stuff from their website. We're proud we've accomplished in our short time to become a leader and innovator in the industry. The evolving taste of beer drinkers has demanded bigger flavors, more variety, and better beer. That is exactly what we give for you at Revolution Brewing. Between our brewery love and our brewery and our brew pub, we produce dozens of different styles every year: IPAs, porters, pilsners, Belgian styles, pale ales, barrel-aged beers, and blah 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 blah. But yeah, I guess they're from Illinois.
Okay.
And I feel like
they were north of us.
Yeah, I feel like that's a shot at Goose Island.
Oh yeah.
Shots fired directly at Goose Island.
Cross that bow.
I mean, legit. If we were
fired.
Wait, at the Goose, right?
Shots fired at the Metal Goose.
Yeah.
Goose Island is now Mendoza. If we were ever to go to Chicago, I would rather go to Revolution than Goose Island.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, I'm also less afraid of, lead poisoning.
Right.
Oh my goodness, right? Well, that was one of the things. So check out the YouTube episode that talks about the one that we recorded at Nerdtacular with all the off flavors, and we go into metallic on that. And
that's the one I haven't gone back to look at yet. Although I do love that the picture for it is one of the pictures we took for the
one that I asked Brian if we could use his picture because I thought that was great.
And before he replied, she's like, we're using it anyway.
I mean, he's gonna say yes.
I figured he would.
Let's hope.
I just wanted to check.
The only thing I didn't like about the episode was that it started so early, just like pouring the beers, and then I was there like in the middle of the frame, just like, just here walking around.
It wasn't much of a pre-show. Like, it was really just figuring out what we were doing. But that's only because we put the so we didn't bring a webcam because we don't have nice cameras, and so we brought the Surface, the Microsoft Surface, and set it up as the streaming device. And so we had to set it up on because we had we had a 2-level suite at the lodge.
Because haven't we done well?
It was about the same.
I don't understand. Yeah, like Waffleophagus and Curtis that were there were just like, "How did you guys get this room?" And we're like, "I mean, we just got the room
the year before, and we couldn't go back."
We're just like we just paid for it and we split it.
It is a little bit more, but it was a really nice room.
Well worth it.
We were on vacation.
With that view, especially.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
But like I was saying, with all the bloating that I had going on, here I was looking like a fat A, just walking around. I was like, oh, I look so bad.
You look fine.
Well,
none of us looked that great.
That was all of us.
You could barely see me in the shot.
We were all waddling around.
Waddle.
Oh, just so much gas. So much gas.
God, I cannot stress enough to anyone watching this. The place was 90% methane, and they would only release it when I was nearby.
It was like half an hour
nearby,
before.
I mean directly behind them. I got farted on more times that weekend than one man can rationally take.
Like it was all of that was like, we were like doing our best efforts to get rid of it, but it was like half an hour before we were supposed to start the stream.
We're like, let's bake a pizza. Not only
are
we hungry, but
hoping that smell would cover up everything else.
It's like a baking cookies for your realtor.
Yeah.
Oh,
I really think
realtor baking cookies.
I really think we should have looked outside, knocked on the window next door of our adjoining balcony, and said, "Hey, coming over, have some beer."
Like the more I think about it, that would have been so awesome just to bring some random strangers over there.
Some randos who have no idea
necessarily for the tasting.
They were at Nerdtacular, I recognize.
Yeah, so how strange could they be if they were at the same conference,
They weren't really our crowd, but still, be like, hey, you guys want to try some free shitty beer? Which was the case
No.
episode.
It would have been like after the fact, like, hey, you guys want to come over, try some of our nice beer? Because free shitty beer.
Yeah. You had to earn. You had to earn the share.
That's true.
You had to power through.
And Waffle did bring his
homebrew.
His homebrew, which we could critique.
Which he undersold.
Well, I mean, it wasn't bad.
But I mean, like after drinking all that shitty beer, we then had the words to be able to say, okay, this may be, and I don't know what it was. I can't remember a whole lot now because we drank a 12-pack of shitty beer.
It was a fest beer style with like apple pie spice, so it really gave
that was what
like
it was,
a winter warmer quality.
Yeah.
We're getting better. We're getting closer to that perfect drunk recall right now. I think we're almost where we remember everything about. I'm afraid of the night I get perfect drunk recall about some of my blackout nights.
You're like, oh,
then you can't remember that night.
Yeah, I'd have to.
So just to wrap up with Portland, because we're getting close on the end of time here.
Oh, yeah.
Because there are a couple places I do want to mention for sure. On that last day, I do make it. I drive down or get an Uber with Uber grandma. It was actually pretty cool. She was probably in her 70s and driving Uber.
Oh, wow.
Uber grandma. She was
service.
talking about her daughter. She had her daughter as an infant when Mount St. Helens blew.
Wow.
Which again, I had no idea Mount St. Helens and Mount Hood were right there nearby.
I've seen
Yakima
both.
Valley is right down the road. Like that is Hop Central in Portland.
That's why Portland's amazing. Honestly.
Yeah.
Also, it's in the biome that my genetics would tend towards.
The best.
Is it overcast today? Well, all right, it's time to go outside.
So she was telling me that from like 4th of July till September, it was sunny season, but still there's no humidity, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the time it's like rainy.
Yep.
But
Wait,
so I
how
go.
is it rainy and has no humidity?
No,
You don't. It's
like,
weird, but
no
it's
air
seriously.
humidity during the summer, which is great.
but in September, get ready. Like, hold on to your butts. You're in the rainy season.
But it's
Yeah.
but it's
Right,
still like
but
at that point it's
I'm
like.
very confused by this now.
But it's not. It's not. There's humidity, but it's not muggy for some reason. It's when we were there in
It doesn't
September.
take your wallet.
Yeah.
There's no humidity in the summer, but
At
then
all.
when you get into the rainy season, there's humidity, of course, but it's not hot
hot.
and humid.
But by the time because it was like 55 degrees and like
This
misting.
This is the fucking This is the Goldilocks region for me.
It is.
Yes.
It is.
It really is.
I want to
All
move
right.
there.
We should
And-
all
and
take
that's
a
why she
trip
was
there
like-
at some point.
Okay. I'm sorry. Uber Grandma. Let's get to
So-
the places Casey
yeah.
wants to mention.
Uber Grandma brings me downtown and everything, but so I make it to two different places. We went out and had the night before I bought like 2 bottles of wine for the table at
2 bottles of wine.
Two bottles of wine.
at the restaurant, and then I go back to the hotel and we buy another bottle of wine at the hotel and drink. So we've had a lot of wine.
3
plus-
bottles of wine.
Three
plus
bottles of
mixed
wine.
drinks. Plus, there was the hotel was the Embassy Suites, and with Embassy Suites, there's like a 2.5 hour free bar,
Oh.
and you, just
Ah,
go- you whatever, like they had local beers, they had wines, they had mixed drinks, free.
Wow.
guys. Like
Right.
seriously.
we
And-
change our reservation.
Yeah.
in
We have to
Lexington?
like stay at Embassy Suites from now on.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Exclusively.
it's they called like the manager's happy hour, and from like 5 o'clock till 7:30, it was open bar.
Oh.
Yeah, like
you
perfect
challenge
timing
this
too.
with
It's
the-
not even like 4 o'clock to 5 or something. It was like really good timing for an open bar.
We'll have
And-
We'll have 4 bottles of wine.
4
Bottles
bottles
of
of
wine.
wine. So I had 3 glasses of wine, so almost an entire bottle at the manager's reception, and then all these other bottles. And so we get back and everything, and I am so hungover the next morning.
Yeah.
I'm able to, get downstairs, get the stuff together that I need to get for work, and then go back up after I put that together, go back up to the room and sleep until about noon for checkout. Head back downstairs, get in the Uber, and head downtown. And the first place I hit up is an amazing, as far as drunk food goes, as far as hangover remedies go, this is the best back-to-back combination you're ever going to get. So
Biscuits and gravy and lots of water.
a furi ramen,
Okay.
so noodles with a little bit of spiciness
Hmm.
and really salty broth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it kind of replenishes your electrolytes and everything.
It's
And
what,
then
it's what drunks crave.
drunks crave. So
It
that
is.
was absolutely delicious. And Afuri, 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 I think is I don't know how they say it, but it's the only this it's a chain, but it's not. I don't know. Whenever a chef opens multiple restaurants,
Oh, okay.
this
I
is
see.
the
Yeah.
only one in America. All the
Oh.
others are in Japan.
Oh,
And
wow.
so
Okay.
like this is real traditional, like the good stuff.
Authentic ramen house, really.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so it was really good. Like they had sushi there and everything. I didn't get any, but it was just delicious stuff. So I highly recommend it. It was our chef at the hibachi place that recommed we go here. So I was like,
I thought
okay.
it was the chef of the hibachi place that was also there making ramen.
I got around.
Well, hello.
Yeah, how about that?
Did-
Reasonable too, like $15 for dinner and
That's
like
not bad.
really good green teas. So
That's good.
I walk from there down to, so this is the great part about it. You get dropped off, and 5 blocks away, there's the Hair of the Dog Brewery.
Oh, I was gonna ask you if
So-
you made it to any breweries.
Yeah. So on the way there, you pass by like a really cool game store, like huge.
on.
Page 3. It's like 3 times the size of page 3.
Okay, that's a
Um,
really limited story for. Okay, go on.
Limited reference.
So page 3, another comic shop or whatever. But you go down through there. It's a nice little game store. 40K posters in the wall.
Oh,
Then you
Or the
walk on
Emperor.
down. Yeah, you walk on down, and there's Hair of the Dog Brewery. Check the train schedule, because as I was getting ready to go that direction, there was a freight train that kept going for like 30 minutes at like one car took 20 seconds to get by. Like it took a long time. So here I was staying on the side of the street. I had all my luggage with me, rolling it down the street these 5 blocks, and it was a little awkward. But we get to the Herodolic Brewery, or I get to the Herodolic Brewery. Get in. I thought I had heard of their stuff before, and I thought I had it, but I may not have. But we get in. I get in there, and I first sit down, and while I'm waiting for somebody to come over and take my order, the guy across the bar has just ordered like this really hard, like expensive bottle off the draft menu or off the bottle menu, and has poured it for 3 or 4 other people around, and just like passes over a bottle of this nice aged barrel aged.
This is the kind of bullshit that only happens to Casey.
Yeah.
Like he lives a magical.
We'll let him
blessed
finish,
life.
and then we'll talk about what happened when we were waiting, coming back from Nerdtacular.
Yeah.
So he passes this over, and delicious stuff. I get a flight. Their stuff's okay. One of the biggest problems I have. So I had the Blue Dot, Lila, Fred, and Adam. Those were the ones that I had. Lila, everything was pretty high in alcohol, so nothing was below 6.5, I believe. And for Hair of the Dog, you feel like it should be something closer to like 3.5. But the Maibach was really good. Dry lager hopped with Saaz. The Fred was a golden strong. I'll get back to that one here in a second. The Adam was a dark and rich with notes of chocolate, leather, and smoke, which that was the first time I really tasted leather in a beer, and really, really solid. And then the Blue Dot was a double IPA that did not taste like a double IPA. It tasted like a basic IPA.
Huh.
But Fred, the Golden Strong, had like these weird acetaldehyde flavors, green apple, which I thought was really weird and really odd. I didn't know if it was a contamination issue, but that was just one of the things that I picked up there. Then I made it over the airport, went to Stone. Who else is in Oregon there? Rogue. So I think it was Rogue. I went to their little brew pub inside the airport, which was pretty good.
That was the thing I could not get the energy for in Denver, was to go up to the New Belgium.
Yeah, we were in Denver and we sat down, and Brittany's like, "I'm gonna go scout out food." We're like, "All right, we'll hold our seats here." And then she comes back. This is on the return flight. She's like, "So the New Belgium pub and the brewery and pub is right up the stairs
in the airport."
Mm-hmm.
But like at the time, none of us could eat anything.
Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
It was still too early for me to even like consider that.
Right. No, Casey, did you get to try any donuts from anywhere?
I did not. So, Blue Star and Voodoo were the two that really are kind of going back and forth with each other. Blue Star, from what I heard from multiple people, it's not as good as you would expect. People that went to both Voodoo and Blue Star, they said Blue Star just wasn't getting up to the hype that Voodoo had. But I did not get to try any donuts. Again, being that far out of town, it was, to get there in the morning, it was a little difficult.
Right.
I did hear that they were 24 hours, though, so I really debated trying.
So you're telling me you could also get it in the evening or at supper time?
Or at supper time.
Voodoo won me
Peanuts,
over.
donuts.
On the bagel. You can have pizza.
Pizza.
Okay.
So Voodoo won me over because as soon as we walked in, they're playing death metal music, like blasting it. And then there's just like cases of donuts with crunch berries, and then like gigantic, foot-long cock and balls donuts.
Yeah.
And the apple fritter that was literally the size of my head.
Like a 2-pound apple fritter, and it was just like, no, this is pretty great.
Okay.
Well, Portland, I highly suggest Portland if you're a foodie.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good town. I want to go back.
Breweries.
One day I'll go to Portland.
Too many.
We need to
breweries.
we should go as a group. It'll be one of our like 5, trips that we have to plan.
We need to go to both Portlands.
In addition to drinking at Epcot, because that takes priority. I need to do this.
Well, we have to go to Grand Rapids. We have to go to Asheville. We have to go to
okay, Asheville, then
yeah,
then Disney.
We need to go to Dark Lord Day.
So Asheville's great. I'm not as big on Asheville now that we can get into this.
But they have other
Let's
stuff.
do that in post.
They have way other
the
places.
buyout has happened.
Yeah, we're way
I know,
over on
that's true.
time. We need to talk
10
about
minutes
this.
over.
Casey, it's more so I can see friends of mine.
Okay, that's true.
Why you gotta
you got some homies that have moved that
Yeah,
way, so yes.
Post show. Okay.
Post show.
Okay, cool.
We'll talk post show. Let's go ahead and just start signing off.
So you can subscribe and get some great resources at haveadrinkshow.com. Follow us at Have a Drink Show on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And please rate the show on iTunes and on YouTube to help spread the word.
Don't forget to tell us your favorite drink, ask a question, or just leave some general feedback. Use the email address feedback@haveadrinkshow.com. You can also leave use the feedback page on the website.
Yeah, and all joking and fun aside, guys, please drink responsibly. Pretty important. Uber, Lyft, whatever you want to use. Don't drink and drive.
And as mentioned before, we do have the next audio episode coming up about cream ale, and the next video episode is going to be the 30th of July on the 21st Amendment Pack. So stay tuned for that. All right, so once again, I'm Brittany Lee Walker.
I'm Justin Frazier.
And I'm Christopher Walker. Oh, wait.
And I'm Casey Price. See you next time.
See you guys.
Bye,
Post
guys.
show.
That was grammatically incorrect.
and.
Oh, yeah.
It's improv. Yes,
and.
And.
Have a bathroom break.
I gotta get back to work. So yeah.
That's
No,
not
sorry.
good.
The homie things hit because I was like, no, that's where Yoshi lives. I don't know if I would necessarily say homie, but racist.
But like, there's
Because
tons of other stuff to go to in Asheville. Also, like Asheville's a trip in and of
Because you make
itself.
the difference.
Huh?
You're the racist one.
Oh, okay.
'Cause
Sure,
I didn't know.
maybe I am.
I didn't know who it was that was there at first.
I
you
assumed
told me.
so, but that was just
Yeah.
the moment I was stopped. I was like, that's uncomfortable for me. Why would you?
Fuck the spell.
Why would you make me uncomfortable?
No. Asheville is I definitely want to go down there at some point. But
Emily has still not come back to get this, and I think it's in danger.
what's in danger?
Oh, they can't see.
Oh,
Stranger?
you can't see it.
Stranger danger.
Ruin them.
Did you stop the stream?
Oh, I saw it on the
Oh.
shelf back there.
Yeah.
Is it in danger? Because
I don't
It
want to.
shouldn't be in
it's
danger.
really
That's a
not, 'cause
horrible,
the stuff tastes
horrible
like
abomination.
It is awful.
it's
I
not
don't want to
great.
drink any more nail polish remover, really.
Yeah,
Like, I'm glad we tried it. I'm glad we had the experience.
exactly. That was amazing.
But no,
But
no more.
Yeah.
I want to play a song for this one.
Yeah.
No, but that's why like I'm excited if Garrett does Create Con.
Yeah.
I'll try to find time to go down for that.
But no, I mean, honestly, like, at some point, and especially, like, even whether we have kids or not, too, like, because, yeah. But
Those kids could be in strollers. They could have drunken supervision. Oh,
yeah, they could. All the places that we would want to go, like, are still just places good to go to visit anyway. You know what I mean? Like, the beer is just an
fine.
extra for
Someone
us.
can be responsible while Bob gets drunk around Epcot.
Tyler asking, is it like Everclear? So that was a bottle of Ruinum, and there's a reason that the what do you call it? Vineyard, whatever.
Yeah.
Whoever they contracted to do it won't make it ever again.
It's not wine. It's a wine.
It's fortified.
It's a fortified wine, I guess, but it's wine mixed with something else. It's basically like its own.
Wine and brandy, I believe.
Bad.
It's like
Yeah.
grape juice liquor. It is just awful, but it will get you drunk. They had
It
that
will.
made.
It'll ruin them, all right.
Really
Yeah,
will.
ruin them. It will ruin them. No, they had that made back in the NSFW days, so that's pre-Night Attack
Yeah.
that
Well,
stuff got made.
pre-Night Attack show, not pre-Night Attack show.
Yeah,
albums.
the first album was out at that point, but it was we'd only heard of it by legend until
we met someone who had it.
Until Hot Beverages brought some over to a party
at our old place.
Look, and I am eternally grateful that she brought it over because it was her bottle. She wanted to try, have everyone try it. We tried it.
Yeah, we did. We drank it. We drank the whole bottle. Everyone regretted it. Everyone.
Yeah. Now it's not Everclear bad. It's just flavor-wise, it's not.
Really?
It was not.
But she
really.
Well, Everclear
is supposed to be that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Everclear is what percentage alcohol Ruinum is less than that.
Yeah, Everclear is 95%, I believe. 190 proof.
Ruinum is not that. It is, however, not tasty.
No.
But will get you drunk.
It will definitely get you drunk.
Oh.
I don't know how much
if I had thought about it, if I had thought that she would bring Ruinum, the goal should have been to do a simple like a little taster of Ruinum, and then try to make a cocktail around that.
See, no, from that thing, yeah,
like that's hard mode for making a cocktail.
Yeah,
I call this the instead of the magic eraser or what is it called? The mind eraser. I call this the nail polish remover.
But no, because she shared that one with us, she still wanted one, but I guess they still have a few bottles left. And she talked to Bryce.
Yeah, a couple people have a couple extra bottles.
She talked to Bryce, and he brought her a bottle to Nerdtacular to replace the one that we selfishly consumed. I felt bad. But my post-show beer...
We shared with everyone. That's not selfish. That's sharing.
Well, no, she shared it, but we selfishly devoured it. I'm saying we were selfish.
Well, we okay, it's not enough to make up for it, but she got to taste all of our bizarre drinks that we made that night.
Speaking of bizarre drinks, I am drinking. It's hard to show because the label's so small and only like us will know. This is a Quaff Brothers beer. So they're a gypsy brewer and they do only barrel aged stuff. This is a local brewery. This is Guns and Gosas. This is a bourbon barrel aged Gosa.
This is literally getting to bourbon barrel all the things.
That's all they do. Yeah. Flat out, they only barrel age. That is it. They have no regular beers.
Oh man,
do not know about that.
And that is,
does it taste better than it smells? It smells awful.
Taste it.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
I got to get off here.
Oh, fine. Get out of here, party pooper.
I started a small side business of meal prep, like creating meals for an entire week for other people.
Really?
And like delivering them, yeah. So I've got to finish up. I've already roasted like, I don't know, 15 pounds of chicken downstairs. It seems like probably 10 pounds, but still.
Jesus.
I don't know what we're talking about.
It's like a Monday night around here. And we're like, let's do all our meals for the week.
You basically make all of someone's dinners for a week.
Meals. Okay.
Yes.
I was hearing that as mills. Like.
Are these meals on wheels or?
Well, I do deliver them, so.
Jesus.
Yes. So we'll see. Trying to pay off those student loans Ashley racked up.
It's hard.
Welcome to the club.
People have student loans,
right? I don't know about that.
Rub it in.
I'll see you all later.
Right.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Wait, no, Brittany. You mean not everyone paid for college out of pocket?
Oh.
I mean, I did use my entire life savings, but still.
I wouldn't have so much debt if I could do that.
Thank you, Tyler. Someone else thought he said meal prep.
Oh, accents.
That's still interesting, the thought. Like, back in that area, would people be willing to just say, oh, hey, I'll give you money to go ahead and do all my meals for the week?
Yes, they will.
That's very weird.
Not even thinking about it, they will.
Really?
Yeah, they're lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That can't be.
They're not active. No.
What are you looking at?
No, I could see a lot of people back home. The problem is they wouldn't know how. It's not all of them, but like the like if I'm thinking like my parents, they wouldn't, for example, want an app
But if they knew someone they could call to make food for them,
oh yeah,
they'd probably do it at least once or twice.
Depends on how the food turned out.
Yeah.
So Brittany's looking at something on the side here. She's looking at the gas to get to Grand Rapids, which I'm fine with going to Grand Rapids. Let's just
round trip.
Grand Rapids is great.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go to.
Hey, I have family there.
And...
I didn't realize until Casey took me up there for like the homebrewing convention just how much of a beer heaven it is.
Oh yeah, it's the Mecca.
Like I was in there, like, oh, everything was great there. All right, so we've got Asheville because I have ulterior motives. We've got Disney World because I need a drink around Epcot, and then we've got Grand Rapids and Portland.
And Portland, Oregon, and you know what? I may tentatively, because now it's still an up-and-comer, Roanoke, Virginia.
No, I don't want to
Portland, Maine.
Oh, in Portland,
Maine.
Yeah. As if we need a reason to go to New England, though. Like, I'm
just not Roanoke. I can't. I'll have to scratch Croatoa into everything.
That's
Brittany.
where the Steampunk Mouse Brewery is.
You would just see everywhere. You just look over in the corner. There's me vandalizing a structure by carving Croatoa into things.
Good lord. All right, fine. Grand Rapids, Asheville, Disney World, obviously, Portland, Maine, and Portland, Oregon. So at some point we'll be going to the random coasts, and then from Portland to Shining Portland.
I want one trip where we go from Portland to Shining Portland.
Just take a week off.
That beer is so.
Spend 2 days at each place.
I just think it would be fun just to say, like, where'd you go? From Portland to Shining Portland.
Portland to Dreary.
Which one was the
Portland.
Shining one? Don't know.
Neither.
Depends on the day, really.
Neither.
But really, neither. Yeah. Grand Rapids is only a 16-hour trip for me.
I can get to Orlando in that time.
We're super close to Grand Rapids, considering.
Could be a Disney World in that time.
Oh,
like the reason I put
I've
Grand
told
Rapids.
you about the 16-hour car ride I had to Florida, then to Disney World, right?
No.
No. Okay, so we had. I don't know if you ever saw it. Did you remember the old pickup truck I used to drive in high school?
I saw that. Yes, I've seen it.
It's like a Dodge Dakota. Dad used to have it was Dad's truck, and he used to have a camper for it.
Sure.
So when I was about 9 or 10, Sis got to go to Florida for some cheerleading competition. And they went, well, screw it. We're going on a vacation. So we got in the truck, and Dad went, all right, this is going to get tedious. And Justin's kind of small. So he threw a mattress in the back of the bed of the truck. We stacked all the luggage alongside of it and put cardboard around the back truck window and the little window in the camper. And so I would crawl back into the thing, lie back on a mattress with a pillow, and like read comics and play Game Boy. And play on my Game Boy for like 16 hours. Just every so often, Dad would go, Justin, we're nearing cop areas. I need you in the car. Okay.
God. Okay. No. We had many a trip when I was younger to Ohio, because my dad's family lives in Dayton, Ohio. So like from back home to Dayton, like there was many a trip to Ohio in the truck. I was in the back with the camper on, with a sleeping bag and pillow, and like my sister and I would play cards sometimes, or like if I was by myself, I would just be back there sleeping.
I'm just saying, 9-year-old me with a little travel bag full of action figures and comic books and his Game Boy, I was as happy as a pig in slop.
Yeah. But no, so like the Grand Rapids and Asheville thing, I think would come first, just because they're the most reasonable distance to drive for us.
I just really want to go to Disney again. I haven't been in like almost 20
You got to go
years.
in 2021. That's the 50th anniversary, and by that time, everything else will be up. The Star Wars Land will be open.
Yep.
And all the new rides will be open that they just announced at D23.
We just go sometime in the off season once they're open.
Yeah.
October.
Well, you said September, and I was like, that's my birth month.
October's
I can
mine.
make this a birthday trip for me.
See, the fall is the best time. But yeah, no, like we could. I want to go to Disney World so bad, but we also need time to save up for that because that's like all the money.
It is. I mean, I'm okay with like just buying tickets for Disney for a couple of days and then like being outside of Disney. I don't know what the price difference is on that. We can find the cheapest way.
Yeah, I mean,
Or
driving would
Casey's
save
place,
money
which
anyway.
is 15 minutes from everything.
Well, and the good thing is like we can still eat and stuff because like what's now Disney Springs, it used to be downtown Disney. You don't have to have a ticket to get into, so like we can still go have dinner or whatever there and drink for that matter.
I don't know what this is, but okay.
It's called Disney Springs. But it's basically part of Disney World, but not quite. It's not its own park. It's just an area to go.
Okay, real quick, since Tyler is here, Tyler, do you know anything about the most terrifying ride to ever grace Disney World? And I'll wait for the response. We can talk about other stuff until I see
I know
it,
what
but
was
I
terrifying
need
for me.
Is it Mr. Toad's
I need to know
Wild
if
Ride?
Tyler knows about the most terrifying experience at Disney that is no longer there.
Oh,
Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
that's not.
Oh no,
It's
no,
not
no,
Mr.
I know what
Toad's
you're talking
Wild
about.
Ride.
I know what you're talking about.
But yeah,
Wasn't the same one that was terrifying for me then.
No, the one that he's talking about was closed when we were there and is now permanently closed. I believe.
they turned it into something else and then they closed it.
Yeah. Stitch's Great Escape,
Oh yeah, it was closed.
which was Alien Encounter before. That was when I wrote it.
Oh, did you ride that thing? How old were you when you went on it?
13, 14.
Yeah, you were older than me and able to distinguish between reality and fiction. I was not.
I
Still
couldn't
scared the
imagine.
shit out of me.
Tyler's
Okay,
never been to
Tyler
Disney
has no
World.
experience with Disney. Okay, so once upon a time, there was this ride called Alien Escape or whatever it was. They were supposed to have the Alien franchise, and they were going to make a xenomorph ride. It wasn't really a ride. It was like one of those like you sit there and like stuff happens, but they have like this big mister behind you with like speakers, so like
Those
they could
big
make it feel like
animatronic
there's
things
breathing
in
down your
front of
neck.
Like you see it, and then they're
Yeah.
like, then the lights go dim, and then you hear shattering, and then the like big tube it was supposed to be in is broken. They're like, no, it's loose in the room.
And like there's a guy in a suit running around. Like in retrospect, I understand what's happening, but at the time, I'm about 9 or 10, and I am like ripping the seat white knuckled in terror.
Jesus.
And like my dad sees that I'm terrified, and he like puts his hand on mine to try to make me feel comfortable. But he's also my dad, meaning like what would I do in this situation? I think it'd be pretty funny if he thought I was if he thought like, I got taken away. So at some point he's holding on to my hand, trying to make me feel secure. And then when he sees that I'm the most terrified, he yanks his hand off.
Oh my god.
In true dad fashion.
That said, when he told me about this after the fact, I don't recall his hand ever being on mine because I was so white knuckled in terror I didn't feel anything.
Jeez.
They had to take me to the Hall of Presidents to calm me down afterwards, which, can you honestly think of a thing that's more like, oh, you need to calm Justin down. Where should we take him? Hall of Presidents, right now. This is
I mean, it takes a
They
good
knew.
talking to
Yeah.
from Roosevelt to calm me down.
nothing left to fear but fear itself.
Ron
You're right.
Roosevelt.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. I am not a crook. Oh, God, no!
I needed a good talking to from Teddy.
Well, no, Teddy didn't have to fear anything. He would punch it or shoot it to death.
Exactly. He needed to just look me in the eye and be like, "Man up, boy."
See, I didn't get to go to the Hall of Presidents when we were there.
Oh,
I've only
man.
been once, and it was our honeymoon. So like,
We're hoping for a
I never got to do
CreateCon.
this kid thing.
We're hoping for a
I'm just
CreateCon,
saying, we
and
go
we'll back.
again. We're doing the woo! Zachary Taylor!
Yeah.
No, we all should totally go. Oh my gosh, like,
And then everyone just boos Trump now? Is that just going to be the thing?
oh god, he's gonna be in it.
No, it's too obvious.
No.
You have to be silent during Trump. Don't even give him the recognition.
They've
gotta
delayed
find-
it. It's hilarious.
Yep.
They have closed the Hall of Presidents until next year because they're so afraid everyone is going to hate his robot when it stands up and speaks. That
They're
they're just
afraid
like, you know
somehow
what, we're
they'll
going
have
to try
snuck
and
a
wait
gun
until
into.
this is over.
They're afraid somehow they've snuck a gun into Disney and just shooting him.
I mean, what is he gonna say? That's okay. Let's not get political, but whatever. No, we should
You
totally
feel
go
like
back.
You're fired. Or
God.
I have no ties to Russia.
Jesus. But no, so 2021 is the 50th anniversary of the park, and we should totally go at that point. Oh yeah, no, you're good, Tyler. Thanks for coming.
Yep.
All right, thanks,
We
Tyler.
appreciate you being in the chat, dude.
Yeah, no. We love you.
You'll listen to us next week, and we'll see you the week after that.
But
So it
yeah.
works.
No, we should totally go 2021. That's 5 years from now. That's totally enough time to save up money. And maybe at that point we'll actually have a freaking house that you guys could just stay at, like, and then we'll go out the next day and just drive from here.
Oh man, Disney is one of those things I haven't been. I went as a kid, and all I did was, like, you know, the I guess the main Disney park, you know, Tomorrowland,
Yeah. Magic Kingdom.
Adventureland, stuff like that. I've never been to Epcot. I've not seen any other parts of Disney World, and I refuse to go to Disneyland as it is the shitty Disney.
No, it is, yeah.
My brother, being the biggest Disney kid ever, like, he worked at Disney World for a long time just because he was such a huge fan, went out to Disneyland,
so did Adam,
and it was
actually.
like, no, it's the poor man's Disney. It was like, Disney World is where it's at.
That reminds me, we were talking about Adam, having worked at Disney, was like, oh yeah, let me tell you all these secret things about Disney, and I just start rattling them off before he has a chance. Like, how do you know this? I watch a lot of History Channel.
A lot of History and Travel Channel will tell you everything you need to know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, back in the day, it told you everything you need to know and how it tied to Hitler.
Pretty much.
Now it tells you all you need to know about ice road trucking and chopping down trees.
And aliens. But it's crazy. Like, from the time that you guys were both kids and went, and even from the time that we went a few years ago, like, it's going to be insane how much it's changed when we go back.
I think it was their 25th anniversary when I went.
That's
I remember
awesome.
that one. I wasn't there for it. I think we were there just after, but
I'd have to go back to my parents' house to check because I have, like, the you know, Sorcerer's Apprentice hat thing from it.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking it was a 25th anniversary.
if the castle was done up as a cake, then yes.
Oh my god. No, it couldn't have been 25th because
The 25th they
Wait, you said
Cinderella's
what year
castle
did you say?
was a giant birthday cake.
5 years from now is the 50th.
Okay, actually, yeah, no, that math would work out probably.
So, but no, and we have to go during the fall, either mid-September or early October. Because then in Magic Kingdom's all Halloween stuff, and we could go to a Halloween party. Oh,
And you get special
and
discounts.
it's also near my birthday, so then I get to.
and mine.
And it's the slow time of year, and you can get amazing dining.
I know, right?
I mean,
Let's just send an email to Garrett Weinzer. I was like, hey, how about CreateCon happen during September?
Exactly.
And
yeah.
During the
that way, when a
downtime.
roving drunk band, that's the reason I want to go during a CreateCon though, is to
Yeah.
go for a Diamond Club Epcot tour
No,
where
you
you're
can't.
so drunk and disorderly they speed past you through the line.
I don't even need a drink though. Like, I'll just be standing there eating my Werther's original cookie and just being like,
God.
yeah,
You go to
let's
the
do
work-
this.
We didn't know it when we originally went, but you can use all your, like, if you get the dining plan, you can use all your snack points at, like, the Werther's place for stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, there are German immigrants there making you shit with
Like
caramel.
Homemade caramel.
Like Werther's caramel. And there's, like,
Okay,
caramel corn, caramel brownies, caramel cookies.
Caramel
And-
pop, yeah.
So there's I'm trying to remember the difference because my grandfather always got one kind of Werther's. It was not original. It was, I think it was the caramel, like the one that's like either just pure caramel or maybe
Or the Chewies one, yeah.
yeah, because they have one that's like that's got like chocolate and stuff around it. That
Mhm.
was not it.
They have because they have one that's like the chewier caramel, and then they've got the normal one is just the one that you have to suck on for a while.
You can get just, like, it's a straight hard candy caramel.
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
chocolate.
no, that
it's
sounds
just
more
a caramel.
closer to what.
They also have a caramel apple, which is freaking awesome.
Yeah, you get caramel fucking, like, apples just dunked in Werther's caramel, and it's just like, oh,
no,
God.
but like the candies too are caramel apple.
That
They have a
hurts
caramel
my
apple.
teeth.
Yeah, but no, but like the cookies and the like the baked goods with the caramel, awesome.
I say it
We
hurts my
discovered
teeth.
this, and
I've
we
never-
went back and cashed all of our snack credits in, and we're like, you give us all the caramel.
I say it hurts my teeth. I've never had a caramel apple.
Huh. It's not really. I mean, it's not as. I mean, it's sticky, but it's not as. It's not like the caramel apple sucker. You know, like you're not like hardening your teeth.
That may be why I'm thinking of immediately going,
Yeah. Not the same thing.
Oh, those are my jam.
But no, we should totally. If we should go to that, like even if I can't drink at the time for whatever reason, like I will be so happy to just eat. Like
it takes a small.
I would be
business
happy and
loan.
fat.
It takes a small business loan to drink yourself around the world. You got to
Yeah.
keep that in consideration when going to Epcot.
well, I have an account at my bank.
He's like, I
bet
do
you
work
can
at a
apply.
bank.
I bet you I can apply for a loan through there.
Oh,
It's
geez.
like no
Man.
shit, $16 a beer.
Yeah, no, I could get a revolving line of credit for that.
No, see, as much as I would want to go in September, if we started early October, we could go there for food and wine and have all the food and drinks.
And Scotland's represented in the World Showcase at that point with a booth, and you can get haggis.
I was gonna say, can we get haggis?
You can
Yeah.
get haggis during food and wine.
So mom and dad were like, "Just when have you ever had haggis?" I'm friends with a guy who went to Scotland and was like, "No, I'm making you haggis for breakfast, motherfucker."
Oh yeah, spread the haggis. And the
And
black.
it was delicious.
If I could find black pudding, you all would be getting black pudding too, because that's literally like oats with blood on them.
I don't know how I feel about
Yeah,
this.
it doesn't sound as good, does it?
They bleed. They bleed the lamb, and they're like, "No, we're gonna eat you, but we're gonna eat your blood as well."
We're gonna eat you. We're gonna make you watch what we do first.
Jesus.
All right, we're wearing a little long post.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, we probably should sign off.
Well, at least stop streaming, yeah.
Yep, we're gonna stop this thing.
Bye,
See you
guys.
guys.
Check out the audio episode.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cream ale next.
Prost.